where the cattle roam, there's a man with dreams bigger than his home. He don't wear no suit, just a worn out hat, but he's got a plan, gonna flip them stocks like that. He wakes up early before the rooster crows, his computer screen shining, his coffee cup overflows. He's bullish on Monday, bearish on Tuesday, making money moves, and he's got that clue. He's got his charts and graphs all laid out in line. Every candlestick tells him when it's his time. He's studying trends, watching prices rise and fall, trading like a cowboy, he's standing tall.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, folks. What are we going to do today? We're going to crack a Celsius because I've already had too much coffee, so it's just called healthy. It's called being healthy. If you've had too much coffee, you got to switch it up. You got to care about the old ticker in here, so you got to switch it up to a Celsius. It's just health. It's just honestly, like, it's just the healthy thing to do. You don't want that much coffee in your system, so every once in a while it is good to just grab yourself a Celsius. How much did I drink last night? I would actually say a pretty tame, reasonable amount. Folks, for those of you who don't know, which if you did know this would be a little bit weird, but I don't know actually how you would know because it's not like I told anyone. I ended up going to an event for Street Beat, which you guys know Street Beat. Obviously, it's my favorite place to copy political trades. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. But anyway, I got invited to one of their events because they're kind of a leader in the world of the intersection of AI and finance. So it had nothing to do with content creators or anything like that. If anything, it was like a B2B thing. It was just them talking to other businesses. So there was a bunch of, I don't know, big banks, wealth managers, things like that. And where the world is going in AI in the next 12 months, in the next 36 months, the next 1 to 3 to 5 year time frame, folks, I don't think anyone really truly appreciates how crazy this world of AI is getting. Obviously, I'm particularly interested in the world of like finance and trading and stocks, but just in general, the whole discussion or lecture, it was kind of a deep dive into the current state of AI and where AI is going to be going. And folks, I just sat there, just jaw on the ground. I think a lot of you get it. You're like, okay, yes, I get it. AI, it's going to become more and more popular. But I even view myself to be a person, I'm like kind of in the know. That's my background, computer science, statistics. I have a great appreciation for tech. And even I was left just so surprised. I was like, it's going to be the world is going to be so incredibly different a couple of years from now. A couple of years, 2 to 3 years from now, I don't think the average person truly appreciates how different your day-to-day life is really going to be. Man, oh man, I'm very, very excited to see it because like in the short term, it's fun for us, I suppose. We're like, okay, we could use AI to mimic what politicians are doing in the market, and it's kind of a troll, it's kind of a joke, but it's fun. I think it's not only just finance and trading and stocks and wealth management investing. I mean, I think it's honestly more statistically likely than not that our day-to-day life is just going to be completely transformed. And then imagine 10 years from now, imagine 20 years from now of where this stuff is going. But very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Okay, so that's what I was doing last night. Like I said, if you guys knew what I was doing last night, that would be a little bit weird. But the fun doesn't stop there. I do want to remind everyone I will not be streaming tomorrow morning. Well, if I do, it would be a very interesting stream. Maybe I will try to put something together. If I do it, it would be from the Lone Star State of Texas. Right after today's stream, and folks, I do need to ditch a little bit early so I can catch the old bird on time. I don't want to be that guy holding up the flight, but I have to fly down to Houston to meet with some oil traders and whatnot. And there's some stuff also going on with that whole new Texas exchange. So chit chat with some people about that. So the new exchange, some oil traders. I think there's even going to be like a live golf thing. So I'm excited. I don't really get to spend that much time in Texas. So if you are a cowboy and or cowgirl yourself in the great Lone Star State, hey, maybe you're going to see me. LLM AI is kind of lame. What's the next big boom? So it's not lame. Remember, that's just like going to be the overall layer that things are built on top of. To my understanding, if I understand what was being discussed last night, the next world is going to be very much like AI agents. So this capability of an individual AI agent that can write its own code for a specific task. So to my understanding, LLM is going to be like just like the base layer. And then on top of that, for example, you might be spinning up your own AI agent that is specifically meant for selling zero DTE options. You might be spinning up an agent that's specific to your long-term semiconductor investments. You might be spinning up an agent. You're going to end up getting a hyper-specialized agent per vertical. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. Going to a Texas Roadhouse, I hope. One of the guys that I'm meeting up with, and he might even be listening right now, yo, Alex, if you're on here, we should try to get reservations to your local Texas Roadhouse tonight. I will be very, very excited if we can go to a Texas Roadhouse in Texas. Dude, that's peak life. That's peak life performance. LLM is like teaching a kid at their things and they grow up and they do things. Yeah, well, No. I think you're right. You didn't have to delete that gorilla. I think that's a good point. Another takeaway I had from the AI discussion last night was these early LLMs, large language models, are basically just like they have access to pretty much everything, just the world. They have all that data. So really, it's them refining and data smoothing and packaging the data for the next level of LLM. So if anything, the ability and the scalability will get better as prices are going to be coming down. So a lot of the current state of LLM is to literally prep up the next LLMs, like to get the data ready for them. And it's not going to be linear growth. It's going to be exponential growth in terms of utility, efficiency, accuracy, but then also price is going to come down. Like I said, this is going to move at a crazy, crazy rate. I particularly believe in terms of tech, if you were born in the late 80s, early 90s, we're in this weird group where as we grew up, we were kind of growing up with the transformation of tech of like, I mean, I myself remember dial-up internet. The first internet I had as a kid, it had that like the phone to beep, boop, boop, whatever the hell that sound was. So I remember that. I remember no one could call to my house if we were on the internet because it was using the same line. I remember just like my dish TV, and if it snowed outside, we didn't get some of the channels. So that stuff, I remember that. And now we're talking about AI agents to do the most insane things. We're at this point where if you were born in the late 80s and the 90s, we kind of grew up with it, like just this transformation of social media, of gaming, this, that, the other thing. And now we're at the point by the end of this decade, I don't think the start of the decade is going to be recognizable compared to the end of the decade. I truly think we're at this like exponential point. Like we're right at that bottom of the hockey growth. Like the hockey stick growth, like we're right on that, like the concave turn in the exponential growth cycle. And I think it's going to be wild. I think right now, so many ways we think of just what our jobs and how we approach school and all that, like there's so many aspects of life that it's going to be completely different, wildly different. And I think it's exciting times. And I think it's imperative for all of us, not only for you, but also your family, to recognize where things are going. For example, my background is computer science. I actually don't think that that's really going to be a degree in a decade from now. I think all the software engineering that I learned, I think given 2-3 years, I think you're going to be able to go to an AI and be like, I want a website that does ABC, and boom, boom, boom. It does all the coding for you. So I think that's just like obviously one very small example of just the types of things that it's going to forever change just our job market, our job structure, the interaction. And I mean, the discussion last night, it obviously got kind of tech heavy, but think about this world where you have these AI agents doing a specific thing. An example there was, okay, maybe you have AI agents that are doing the shopping for you because it knows what you want, it knows your information, and you're like, okay, I'm searching for this very specific thing on whatever, Amazon. So it understands that and it goes and finds you the right product. And that's useful. But think about what's really going to happen there is not only is it looking for competitive prices for the product that you want, but then the AI agent's going to be talking to other AI agents for the resourcing. So we're going to get into this world of where we're not just using AI to complete a task, but the AI on the other side of the task is going to be another AI agent. It's going to be wild. It's going to be absolutely wild. I think it's going to be really, really cool. So anyway, that's what I was up to last night. And I just want to once again remind everyone, not streaming tomorrow. If I do stream tomorrow, it'd be like a weird little specialty Texas thing. So just, I don't know, have your notifications on just in case that ends up coming to fruition. But right after this, I'm flying down to the great state of Texas. And I'm going to have to buy myself a cowboy hat, which is a little bit unsettling if I'm being completely honest with all of you, because I don't look good in a cowboy hat. In fact, the way my face and skull and eyes and nose and ears, just everything going on up here, not meant for a hat of any form. I generally don't look good. Like, let's just be honest with each other. I'm like kind of just like on the top of the bell curve, like just right in the middle there. Like people look at me and they're like, hey, that's a normal dude. When I put on a hat, any form of a hat, people are like, what the fuck? Oh, what? Who invited that guy? Who invited that ugly chick? So I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough one because like I want to be a cowboy hat kind of a guy, but I found out in Nashville, I was going to a John Rich party. I was like, dude, I should show up with a cowboy hat, and it was one of the most vicious emotional hits I've taken in my life. It's all about my attitude. I need to get like a wheat straw and just like giant belt buckle and just kind of walk around with like a slight tilt to the backside. I might be able to pull it off. You have to have the boots to match. I don't know, man. Maybe you guys are right. And that's why I like to come and share these thoughts and opinions with all of you, because I just need to commit more. Maybe that's really the difference between a normal guy, a normal boy, and a cowboy. Maybe cowboys just have the emotional fortitude to commit to the character. And no one likes kind of like an in the middle cowboy. Like either you are or you aren't. So maybe I think you guys might be onto something. I think you guys honestly might be onto something with this one of like, you just got to go for it. All right, I appreciate that. See, you guys, once in a while I give you guys the good prep talk in the morning, but I think you guys are doing me a great service today, so I appreciate that. Speaking of that, maybe I should do a little bit of my job and prep you guys up for the crazy day in the world's largest market. So first of all, a round of congrats. The S&P 500, did it officially hit a new all-time high? I know that I think it did across the board. The SPY hit a new all-time high. The Qs hit a new all-time high. Nvidia hit a new all-time again, and actually is now the second most valuable company on the world, on the planet, in the I don't know if technically in the galaxy, but even Bitcoin's looking good, technically not an all-time high, but very, very close. There's some bullishness in the market, and I very much hope that you caught it. For all the people in the Discord, yesterday was comically easy. I mean, I was pretty much done by like 11:30, and I didn't even know what to do with myself. In fact, my trades locked in so early yesterday that I went for a walk. Like I didn't even know what to do. I just ran random errands. I had to go to the bank and get a check because apparently people still take checks these days. So I didn't know what to do. But I hope you guys crushed it too. It was almost too simple. Like it was, I don't even know. It just kept clearly going up. Eventually you lock in your profits and you move on with your life. It will be interesting. So anyway, congrats to all the Bulls. The Bulls have been dominant. Obviously, I'm going to talk about GME, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Coin. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with Roaring Kitty, or the lack of what's going on with Roaring Kitty. I want to share a really interesting update that I guess CNBC is of the opinion that he should be kicked off of E-Trade because they think it's manipulation, which is the most comically silly take I've ever heard of. But anyway, we got some things to get into. So first of all, I know that sometimes the planet rotating and where we are in time zones are confusing, but this might come as a shock to everyone that it's actually not 9:06 in the morning for everyone on the planet right now. Some people, it's 10:06. Other people, it's 8:06. Some people, it's 9:06, but not even in the morning. It's at night. It does get that crazy. Not everyone lives in the exact same time zone. I know that some of you are going to fight with me with that, and you're not going to believe me. But let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that that is true. It is true. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's actually like a good portion of the way through the day already in Europe. Those people that we kicked their ass in World War I and II. And because of that, they're already doing a lot of business things. And some of those business things actually relate to their equivalent of the Fed. So here we have Jerome Powell and the Fed. There they have the European Central Bank, the ECB. Well, the ECB came out and made some interesting decisions today. Some of them were surprising, others were very much expected. So let me explain that, because it will have an impact on the global economy and especially currencies. So the ECB, the European Central Bank, equivalent to our Fed, but it's just for Europe, cuts key interest rate by 0.25% to 4.25. So they were at 4.5. They came down to 4.25. The last time we've seen this is actually back in 2019. So we've been here for a minute, and you can see in this graphic. So similar to the US, we were at 0.00. Then the Rona hit, and they decided to mess with our money supply, and then they caused inflation. So then to fight inflation, they had to start jacking up the Fed fund rate to dampen demand to try to fight inflation. They went all the way up to 4.5, and now they just came down by a little bit. That was expected. If you looked at the, I guess, not only the commentary, but even the betting markets and the markets, people knew this was going to come. Just quick side note here. Other things were being discussed and other things were decided this morning. Initial jobless claims coming in slightly higher than expected. Right now, as I'm talking, we also have the president of the ECB. She's talking right now. Also, just a final reminder here. Probably not streaming tomorrow. The unemployment report comes out at 8:30 in the morning. Tomorrow, the first Friday of a new month, you always get the previous month's unemployment report. The expectation is 3.9. So pay attention to that. We might come in a little hot. We might come in a little cool. But the expectation for tomorrow, an hour before the market opens, 3.9%. So anyway, back to this ECB thing. The fact that they did the cut from 4.5 to 4.25, not that surprising. What is surprising is that they cut interest rates with the expectation that inflation is still going up. What? Folks, I know I'm stupid. I get it. Whatever. It's the genetic lottery or lack of lottery that I was dealt when I was born. So sometimes my brain's not firing. But once in a while, I look at things and I was like, oh, wow, at least it could be worse. The ECB, the European Central Bank, said, hey, things are a little bit, I don't know, a little frothy. We don't really want to mess up the economy. So they decided to drop it. They cut interest rates. And yet they did it. Check out these bottom two lines. This is the key thing that's going to make you think, oh, at least you're not the dumbest person in the room. Inflation likely to stay above target well into next year. ECB raises inflation forecast for 2024 and 2025. What? What? Dude, Europe is wild right now. They are increasing their inflation targets for the next 2 years and cutting rates. Are you kidding me? What kind of fucking crazy pills are they taking over in Europe? That is, I just like it. I mean, it's just more chaos. Why do anything reasonable or logic or I guess based on history or just like pure understanding of monetary policy? Let's just cut rates and also increase our inflation targets, dude. This is wild. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that was the big decision as of this morning in terms of the global economy. We're going to get our own update next week. Next Wednesday, we get the results of our FOMC meeting, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting. And as of right now, there's a 99% chance that we do not touch the U.S. Fed fund rate. We're not going to jack it up. We're not going to bring it down. It's going to coast. There's a 99% chance of that. So do not be looking for a rate cut or a rate hike next week. The odds increase as you go down the line, but the odds really don't get to any considerable level until about September. So if you're here in the U.S. thinking, when's our Fed fund rate going to come, the cut? Most likely September. Obviously, a lot of things can change between now and then, such as unemployment reports, inflation reports, the CPI, the PPI, retail sales, earnings, this, that, the other thing. There are a lot of things that can impact it between now and then, but it does look as if the first FOMC meeting where there's a real shot of a Fed fund cut, it's going to be September. So just want to throw that out there to everyone. All right, as I alluded to, Nvidia. Rip roaring higher and higher and higher. Nvidia's rise to $3 trillion fuels gensanity in tech world. I don't know if I could share it, but I just want to let everyone know that this is a very real thing. He's been signing women's chests. I don't even know how I can say this. Am I going to get kicked off for YouTube? This has gotten so insane that the dude is a rock star. He's being treated, the CEO of Nvidia is being treated like a rock star, like a professional athlete who likes to party. The dude is signing chess. That is a new level of tech CEO aspiration. He is Happy Gilmore, pretty much. So Nvidia ripped. It's been ripping, hasn't stopped ripping. Nvidia passes Apple in market cap as second most valuable public U.S. company, and it's honestly not that far away from Microsoft. So right here are the official numbers. Nvidia worth just over $3 trillion. Microsoft worth 3.15, and it did leapfrog ever so slightly Apple. So you have Microsoft numero uno, Nvidia numero doso, and then Apple numero treso. And then just for those of you who are curious, then it goes Google, Amazon. If you are counting international companies, Saudi Arabia, you have Saudi Aramco, and then it goes Meta, Berkshire, TSMC, and then Eli Lilly, the first kind of non-tech play up there, and then Broadcom, Novo Nordisk, that's a big pharma play as well. So Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, absolutely massive. But yes, Nvidia crushing it, which means I hope so that you guys are making a lot of money on it as well. But you know who's making a ton of money on it? Well, that happens to be our elected politicians. Yesterday alone, it was estimated that Nancy Pelosi made over $1 million just yesterday in one day. Not even in a full day, in one trading session from 9:30 to 4. That's crazy. In 6.5 hours of her life, this lady, an elected official who gets paid $200K a year on average, made $1 million. She made 5x her annual salary in a single day. She's almost worth $250 million, and she's been a public servant her entire life. What? I guess she's just really good at trading, you know? It has nothing to do with her post or her position or her access to information. It's just she's really, 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 really good at trading. But to be fair, that's not actually true for everyone. This guy, that's a fake smile. That's actually a really, really painful smile, because this is the dude who bailed on Nvidia as a politician at a loss. That might be confusing to some of you. You're like, it would almost be hard. It's hard to lose money on Nvidia. It's been very hard. And yet one guy, he figured it out. He's so good that he very much figured it out. In 2017, Senator Roger Marshall bought Nvidia stock for approximately $51. In 2019, he sold it for a losing amount. He sold it at 43. The stock just closed at 1,224. That's pain. I didn't even know you could lose money on Nvidia as a bull. I just thought it was mathematically impossible. I damn near thought it was actually illegal. I just didn't think anyone could lose money as a bull on Nvidia. And yet he did. He bought at 51, lost at 43, and it is now at 1,224. That's pure pain. That's probably a Photoshop smile. But anyway, obviously, these political people, these elected politicians trading, making a crushing. I mean, it's crazy. And I don't know if it's ever going to change because they would literally have to make laws for themselves to not trade it anymore. So in the meantime, you can copy them. Listen to what I'm saying. What our politicians are doing in the market, you can be doing in the market, and it's all possible with StreetBeat. It's currently pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. Not only is it free to download, but if you use the code MATT, which happens to be my name, which is kind of cool, but 4 letters, these simple 4 letters, say it with me, MATT. It's only 3 unique letters. It's 4 letters in total, but it's 3 unique letters. It goes MA and then TT, and then no matter what, you're getting $10 from them, but potentially up to $5,000. When you're on StreetBeat, just so you guys know, they don't engage in payment for order flow if that's a thing that you find it concerning, and I do find it concerning, which is why I like that they don't do it. But the cool thing about StreetBeat is that they have integrated with AI. That was the AI conference I was at last night. And they allow you to build out your own trading co-pilots. They have some pre-built ones that you can allot to put money in. And that is the congressional trades one. I love it. I'm crushing it. I have my own money in it. It's up. I've made my own strategies with it. They have a top Congress buys one. They have a top government contract. They have a crypto one. They have a bond ladder one. They have a lot of pre-built ones. You can also build your own, and you can also do your own individual stock trading and whatnot. But there's more. But wait, there's more. This is the only brokerage I know of that is partnered up with the College Tuition Board. So basically, you can get money for college tuition. In fact, per child, stepchild, grandchild, niece, nephew, godchild, you can pay up to 25% of their college tuition off. They are partnered up with over 450 universities. Once again, all the information of this is in the description of the video. So if you want to see what college and university they're partnered up with, how it works, but basically you just get a ton of college tuition points by using the platform. And every college tuition point is worth $1 college tuition dollar. So literally for just being an annual subscriber, which only costs $69, you're going to get $5,000 worth of college money. Then monthly subscription for $1,000 deposit. And every year they're matching 10% of your assets under management that then goes to college tuition dollars that you can use on, once again, your kids, your stepkids, your grandchildren, all that stuff. Very, very cool. So awesome in terms of, I guess, you and your family and your kids and defraying the future burden costs of college. But then on top of that, the AI and copying tuition. To me, this is such a no-brainer. And especially with the conversation last night, with the conference last night, of seeing where this is going to go. If you want to be using AI in your own trading, to put it simply, there's no better option, in my humble opinion, than StreetBeat. So check them out. And honestly, it's worth your time because no matter what, you're getting $10 from them if you use that referral code MATT. All right. With that being said, where were we? This guy, he lost money. Other than that, obviously, there's other individual stocks that are interestingly in play. So Lululemon, the athleisure wear company, they reported last night. They crushed it. Neos this morning, we're going to get their numbers. And then I want to talk a little bit about GME. Lululemon shares popped 10% despite lackluster earnings report and guidance. Doesn't make sense to me, but the market never really has. So Lululemon can report their earnings and say, hey, world, we suck. No one wants our stuff, apparently. And the stock's like sick, and that rips. But then you have other companies like Dell who they're like, we crushed it. We beat top and bottom line. We raised our guidance, and the market's like, nah, dude. And they go down 15%. So will it ever make sense? No. Of course it's never going to make sense. So anyway, just wanted to share that. And now I want to talk about deep effing value, aka Roaring Kitty, aka Keith Gill, aka the guy who is kind of behind the whole squeeze, the guy who is kind of the face of just taking on Wall Street. Does anyone find it concerning that the last time he reported was June 3rd? So he came back to the world and told us his position on June 2nd. Then on June 3rd, he gives us the update. What about June 4th? What about June 5th? where is the dude? What's going on? Why are we not hearing from him? Is he playing some sort of game? Did lawyers get involved? There's been a lot of craziness. So there's two things to consider. We did on Monday get commentary from E-Trade that they're considering kicking him off the platform, which blows my mind. Then the very next day, Tuesday, we heard that the Massachusetts regulators are actually looking into him, which I just don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. This guy is literally posting his position and he posts memes. And then you have other people like Jim Cramer screaming, buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. You have people like Bill Ackman going on the news after buying a bunch of puts and basically putting on the crocodile tears saying the economy is going to collapse. And he makes billions of dollars in his live, I guess, performance, if you will. And then yet regulators are coming after this dude. I literally just explained to you how Nancy Pelosi made $1 million in one day in the stock market, and they're not looking into her at all. They're apparently having issue with this guy. I don't understand. And then even is once in a while CNBC has been having better takes, but I want to share this take with you that they had this morning because I just thought it was actually one of the most idiotic things I've heard in a minute.
E-Trade, the platform which is owned by Morgan Stanley, is reportedly looking at whether to kick meme king Keith Gill off the platform after his social media posts caused GameStop shares to rocket higher. Earlier, Vlad Tena was on. He said he always says he almost calls it Hello Kitty instead of Roaring Kitty. I never thought of that, but John Fort is here to weigh in on that whole notion.
I'd love to see Hello Kitty's impact on the market. Yeah, this isn't a comfortable choice, Joe, but yes, E-Trade should kick Keith Gill off. This is a weird market. In a way like 2021, stocks have been on this crazy run and suddenly crypto's surging, risk is in, and retail investors are prone to chase a story maybe from Keith Gill. It's too good to be true. First, let's recall how we got here. January 2021, depths of COVID, everybody stuck at home online. Day trading takes off thanks to Robinhood, and from the protein soup emerges Keith Gill, known as Deep Effing Value on Reddit and Roaring Kitty on YouTube and Twitter. He's got an idea to stick it to the man and save GameStop using a cheat code to the stock market. If a bunch of rich guys are trying to hold a stock down by betting against
That's
it,
not
and he can
how it
convince an
happened
army of
at
little
all.
guys to bet the
This
other
is
way, well, it's like
revisionist
shaking
history.
a soda can. Pretty soon, GameStop shoots higher. Gill did it. It worked. He got rich. Hollywood made a movie about it called Dumb Money. And then a month ago, he runs the play again. In 2024, GameStop's not doing well as a company. No illusions anymore. This time, we just have a social media era reality star moving billions with the power of his memes. Even if Gill isn't breaking the letter of the rules, and regulators are reportedly looking at that, E-Trade isn't obligated to risk it with him, Joe.
And it's right. There's no other hand. Is it?
Well, Joe, always. On the other hand, E-Trade should not kick Keith Gill off the platform. They should send him a fruit basket. He probably hasn't done a darn thing wrong. I'm no securities lawyer, but from my reading of the rules, there are two major ways to get in trouble with regulators in a case like this. One, you say you like a stock or maybe a cryptocurrency without disclosing that you're being paid to pump it. That doesn't seem to be an issue here. Two, be misleading, like suggest people should buy something and drive up the price so you can turn around and quickly sell. This week, the Roaring Kitty account posted what appears to be evidence he didn't sell. All he did was resurface with some memes that in the masses interpreted to mean he was buying GameStop, and they should too. And then the stock went up. And then it turns out that, yes, he bought it. That just sounds like transparency to me. 8 years ago, Warren Buffett bought 10 million shares of Apple. Later, he told the public the shares went up. I don't think anybody called that market manipulation. GameStop traders pay attention to Keith Gill because his activity has a history of moving the stock. That's why kicking him off would risk a user revolt. And it would be a bad idea because being influential isn't against the rules, Joe.
I think the latter argument had a
second
little
thing I thought
bit
you believed.
more logic
Today,
behind
I believe
it.
that you were more on the first side. It's just not. I know you can sort of, in a blunt way, make the Buffett comparison, but I mean, Buffett buys something, he's looking at cash flow, positive. There's nothing going on here other than trying to stick it to the shorts.
What about Ackman Icon? Wasn't Icon just sticking it to the shorts, right? And I mean, did anybody really think Herbalife was the next Nvidia? I mean, come on, right? But it's the market at work. Why can't Keith Gill do
There's
it?
just
if Carl
such a
Icahn-
difference.
I think as long as he's telling the truth about what he's showing, if you're not telling the truth, that's a different story. If those aren't actually your positions,
It'll be self-correct.
100%.
Because not
As long as you're
everyone
just
would like to
like,
be
as long as you're not
Hello
lying
Kitty,
about your
Roaring
position, who
Kitty.
gives a shit?
Not everyone can be Roaring Kitty because
The
it's
beauty
just.
of it, he's not even using words.
But Joe,
He's
what
like-
about what Becky pointed out earlier? Zero-sum game. There's people on the other side of that 80 million that don't have the 80 million that he now has, right? And you right at the very beginning, GameStop's not doing any better than they were.
It's like that Michael Douglas speech to Charlie Sheen, right? In the room with the painting.
All right,
Just
you get
moving
the
it-
point. It's so insane that it's even a discussion in my head because this is just it's stuff that happens commonly, but apparently if you're doing it in a suit with a big bank or a big hedge fund or a political office behind you, it's all good. But if you're just doing it as a retail trader, then it's somehow bad. They always come into this argument of, oh, no, they don't have a fundamental view of it. Like, who gives a fuck? That's not a rule. That is 100% not a rule that you have to have a fundamental investment thesis to buy or sell something. If you want to buy or sell something just on a whim, you're allowed to do it. There's no law or regulation that you have to have some like deep fundamental analysis about something being undervalued or overvalued. I don't know why they always come back to that. They're like, why would you buy right now? Because you want to. You could. It's called the free market for a reason, folks. It just drives me up a wall that there's even people considering this. The fact that someone was sitting in Massachusetts in the regulator's office and they're like, oh, we're gonna look into it. What? I mean, I agree he didn't do anything illegal, but his tweets do move the markets, and he knows it seems like a limitless money glitch. Warren Buffett, he moves the market. Bill Ackman, he moves the market. Jerome Powell, he moves the market. Biden, he moves the market. So people move the market. Okay, it might benefit you. It might not benefit. It doesn't matter. We also have this other thing in the U.S. at least called freedom of speech. So all of a sudden, wait, they can't. Yeah, Citron moves the market. Hindenburg Research moves the market. There's a lot of players that move the market. It's just that's part of the game. That's part of the market is that some people are more influential than others. It's not illegal. Elon, Kramer, Pelosi. Yes, they all do it. Pelosi moves the market. Whenever anyone finds out Pelosi bought a stock, it moves that stock. So I don't hear the same conversations about her. It's just very much clearly like rules for thee and not rules for me type of a thing. Apparently, if you do it and you're already rich, you're backed by a hedge fund, you're backed by a political office, it's good. But if you're at that same level of influence and you just aren't backed by that, then what? Now, all of a sudden it's a problem? I don't know. Drives me up the wall. It's insane. Anyway, related to GME, just so you know, the short interest as of yesterday was 19.87%. Cost to borrow very low at 3.6%. Utilization not actually maxed out. It's at 70, so it's actually relatively low for the action we're seeing. In my book, I would care about GME getting above and closing above 32, which is pretty much where we're at. We're just below 32, I guess the high 31s. And then from there, I'd be watching the high 30s. Those are the technical levels I would be caring about. Don't forget, macrosoutLocals.com. You can get in for this newsletter, all the major macroeconomic events. We have everything going on with earnings and whatnot. And then I just want to let you know about the seasonality. For today, it does favor the bulls, and then tomorrow also favors the bulls. And then another advantage of you being in locals is if you're a supporter, aka a premium member, you can get into the Discord. And the Discord alone, yesterday, my own trades, here's some proof, ended up making just over $1,000 on a 30K account. Here's the Piper signal. Thus far, going for a perfect week. Let's hope that the trend does continue today. So you get the Piper signal, you get my trades, other people's trades, discussion throughout the day, private lectures. Very, very cool. macrosoutLocals.com is the community center of how you can get connected. And with that being said, let's get ready for market open. Where are we at? All right, 10 seconds, folks. 10 seconds. Am I ready over here? I think so.
Order submitted.
Wait, what?
Order filled. Or target filled. Target filled.
Huh? What? I thought my code wasn't turning on until 9:40 and it's 9:30. Anyway, the market opened and I just somehow made money. That's pretty cool. Hey, that's something. Hey, that's fun. All right, what do we have going on here? Market minute one, a little bit of a dip. Remember, the downside gap fills are very, very high accuracy plays. Do not be surprised if the SPY takes a quick shot right down to 534.69 just to clean up the chart. Downside gap fills, upside gap fills, massively popular. The Qs also have a downside gap fill to 463.61. For those of you who are curious, yes, I am still swinging my coin position. I have coin calls for later in the month. Very much holding on to that because to me, Bitcoin looks pretty strong. I would love for Bitcoin to rip and pop this weekend, but obviously time will tell. Time will tell. All right. Coin taking a bit of a hit. I really want coin to get popping. Anyway, obviously I have some of the future stuff going to be trading today. That'll be the action in the morning, but for my true swing trades or option trades of the day, I will
target filled.
What? Did I already break things again? 480, 225 locked in, brother. 480. These ones in the morning, I already manually traded them when I got up early just because these were all the accounts I requested the payout from. For those of you, I see some questions about payouts. I did all the requests. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see if they approve it, to deny it. One of the accounts, I don't think they're going to approve because I think I made too much money in a singular day and they do have a consistency rule. So I am looking, I ended up requesting, I believe, 9. And I don't think one of them is going to be accepted. So I am looking for 8 of them to be approved. Hopefully, fingers crossed, 8 get approved. If all 8 get approved, I'll end up making about $16,000. So very, very excited about that. Right here, you have GME popping. Like I said, 32 is a key level. Let's see how it battles here. 32 after that. If it can successfully hold 32, from there, I'm going to be then looking at 38, but I do want to be very, very clear with all of you. I have no position on GME. If anything, I just want to be able to comment on it in a very non-biased manner. I have no GME position. I have no AMC position. If anything, I've just been trading the overall market quite a bit more lately. But I do have a coin position. For those of you who want to know what my coin calls are at, let's see. This was another Discord call out. This is probably why you should be in the Discord right here. I'm in at $8. They're currently trading at $11.35. So currently have 41% on the position, or almost 3K. It's at 2.7. And I think with a good push in Coinbase today, remember my target, what I'm looking at on Coinbase is right here. I'm looking for this breakout and follow through. Would love to see a test of 264. And I'm feeling pretty confident in it just because to me, Bitcoin looks really strong right here. You have the push, the consolidation, the breakout, a higher consolidation. I'm looking for that follow through. So obviously tests of the all-time high at almost 74,000 should be highly correlated with a breakout and a push of Coinbase. So that's one of my swing plays right now. Now actually in talking with all of you, I'm almost officially at 3K. So that's one of my core swing positions. The SPY just got its downside gap fill at 534.69. So congrats to everyone who played that. Quick little scout play out of the gate. So I'm looking for coin to rip. I know a lot of you want GME to rip, so I'm here for that as well. But please remember, when it comes to GME, there's nothing more idiotic, dare I say it, there's nothing more retarded than just simply thinking diamond hands is going to work out for you. No, it's an active trade. You can make a lot of money to the upside. You can make a lot of money to the downside. And please don't interpret this as me telling you to sell. I'm saying, no, get out of the position when you think the trend has changed. If the trend hasn't changed, stay in the position. That's how you make a bunch of money. But if you're in this and your idea is just to diamond hand and not sell, then why are you even watching it? Like, very honestly, what's the point of you even paying attention if you have no shot? Like, if you have no intent of ever getting out of the play, then why are you in the play to begin with? And if you are in the play to begin with and you're never going to get out, why are you watching it now? It literally makes no sense whatsoever. So my pitch to you is that this is a great, great opportunity, and just don't fuck it up. You can make a ton of money to the upside. You can make a ton of money to the downside. But just to be like, nope, I'm in and I'm never touching it. What's the point? What is the point? All right, GME, AMC. GME's looking good. Coin was looking good. AMC or SPY's a little bit flat. There are no big bond auction reports today. So just to talk about the weekend. And with respect to today in general, between now and 4 p.m., there's actually no other major macroeconomic events. So what we're looking at is pretty much a day of pure price action. a pure price action day of, are we breaking out? Are we breaking down? What's going on this way, that way, the other way? What do I want to do? Bullish, 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 bullish. All right. Someone said not taking profits is stupid. Wholeheartedly agree with you there, Tonto. Wholeheartedly agree. Can I run back yesterday's trade? All right. Positions. What are we doing? All right. I'm going for a little bit of a scalp trade here. SPY's kind of dancing around. If you want to look at the options market, let's see what Spot Gamma's giving us. Let's see what's happening. Interessante. So options dipped for the first 3 minutes and now they're just going flat. I'm looking for a recovery. Obviously, what I'm really looking for is just a breakout. I'm looking for options to either recover and push or to break down to see what kind of trend we're actually going to get today. But thus far, the SPY and the Qs are pretty choppy. The Qs are a little bit stronger. Obviously, we have really, really strong plays such as Nvidia, which is up another 2.5%. So if those things can get ripping today, I wouldn't be the most surprised if the SPY and the Qs get ripping and push another new all-time high, which technically we already hit a new high today on both the SPY and the Qs. So I guess I'm looking for a larger new high, but technically the SPY and the Qs are at a new all-time high literally as we speak. Options dipping a little bit, but please understand we're only 7 minutes into the day, so let's see how this really plays out. What is this? Is there another Twitter file drop or something like that? What is this all about? Twitter files extra, the defaming of Brandon Stratka and walkaway. Okay. I don't know what that's about, but I guess there's new Twitter files that are coming out. Maybe worthwhile to look into in a little bit, but let's see. Let's see. The SPY. All right. What I want to see is for the options to start to go crazy and pump to the upside. That would be, literally from the opening of the gate, we saw options dump. The white line is the price line of the S&P 500. The purple and the green line is what's going on in options in terms of the next expiration and then all expirations put together. I'm looking for options to pump, and then I'm looking for price to follow, and I'm looking for just a nice push. Ooh, speaking of a nice push, coin's getting a nice push. Would love to see the Qs continue as well. All right, let me take a quick picture here of my position, my little scout play for the Discord. What is today? Today's the 6th, right? All right, we did that. All right, cool beans, downloads. All right, if you are in the Discord, I'm putting my trade of the day in there right now. Putting the trade of the day in there right now. I'm doing this one a little bit earlier today just because I need to be a bit mindful of the fact that I'm not going to have internet on the flight, or if I do have internet, it's going to be trash internet. So need to kind of get in and get out while the getting's good. While we're waiting for things to develop and whatnot, did you see that Kamala Harris got heckled on Jimmy Kimmel? No, can you send that in? That sounds pretty funny. Anyway, this is proof of yesterday of my trades. If you want these trades, just so you know, this trade alone, which you could have gotten for free because the first month of the Discord is free. So for free, if you copied this trade, if you liked the trade, if you played it bigger, you could have made more. If you played it less, you could have made less. But my point is, it was a good trade that I ended up making 43% on, and I personally made $1,000, which means you could have paid for 2 entire years of Discord, 2 entire years in 1 day of trading, and you could have gotten in for free. So for free, you could have gotten into this. So I highly, highly recommend everyone check it out. If you're looking for some teaching, some lectures, some systematic trading, some futures trading, some options trading, and just other great conversations, this is the community for you to be in, without a doubt. Are we going? Coin. How's this position looking? Let me see how the coin position's looking. Now we're almost officially up 50%, up 54% and climbing, mi amigo. Do I have any plans to get out? Nah. Mama Kohrs didn't raise no bitch. Mama Kohrs did not raise no bitch. I'm gonna be riding this play till Valhalla. I'm going to be riding it to Valhalla. If your account can afford that many contracts, that position to afford it, it would have been 2.5K. The average trading account in here, I mean, I've done it, can. It like literally the trade required $2,500. Most trading accounts in here, the average trading account of the people in this community is larger than 2.5. So, yes. Dude, this is just going. This is just climbing. Do I need to do a reload? Is this just going to keep ripping for me? 56%. Large spread. Very large, 64%. Dude, this thing is moving. Let's go, coin. Let's go. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Are none of these... Oh, I guess our range has actually been kind of small today. I was curious why this stuff hasn't really traded. But... it's just because we haven't had enough momentum. It's because we haven't had enough momentum. And now actually the keys are coming down a bit. Patience. Patience, patience, patience. The Q is telling a slightly different story than the SPY. GME having an issue at that 32 level as we discussed. But obviously I would highly, highly recommend paying attention to options. They seem to be what's telling us. So calls were sold and then quickly bought back, and the puts have been flat. So some people closed out puts, these blue lines on GME, and now it's just flat. So ever since 9:35, puts have not been really touched on GME. A little bit more volatility with calls. They were bought, they were sold, they were bought again, and now they're kind of flat. So the options market, ever since 5 minutes into the trading day on GME, has been pretty much flat. So worthwhile to pay attention to there. The SPY's picking up. I think we keep going from here. Coin is moving, folks. Long at high of the day. Generally, buying at the high, all-time highs is not a smart move, but I don't know what your plan is. I don't know your risk on. Is it a scalp play? Are you talking about options? I don't know really how you're executing it. Coin is just going. This makes me feel a lot better about the $5,000 I lost on trading on Monday. Feels like I just needed a couple day lag to make it all back. Dude, we are moving. We are grooving. I want coin to pump so bad. I guess I should set up some alerts. But now I have the flight, so I have no idea what's going to be happening. I guess I'll set up an alert at 260. Add alert. Maybe I'll take some money off the table there. I have 8 calls, so maybe I'll unload like 3 of them or something like that. I don't know. I really wanted to wait till we hit 264, but I need to consider theta and theta decay and all that good stuff. But I do see this position as, 69%, LOL. 69%, LOL. We're moving. We're grooving. We're moving, we're grooving. What time is it? It's only 9:45. Look how flat the Qs have been. So the SPY's taking off, but the Qs are as flat as it could be. Why is that? So energy recovering a little bit. Financials are pumping, probably on the ECB. Utilities are pumping. Industrials got hit. Healthcare got hit, but is recovering. So tech is having a very different day than the overall market. A very different day than the overall market. Interesting. Come on, Qs. Catch a bid.
Order submitted.
What? Huh?
Target filled. Target filled.
Okay. Well, keep filling those targets, team.
Target.
There we go.
Order submitted.
What? 268. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Apparently wanting to go a bit short on the day.
Target filled.
Nice.
Target filled.
Lots of green, folks. I'm seeing lots of green. Looks like 2 more accounts need to trade today. 269 and 266. 269 and 266. All right. Working out well. Tech just getting its downside gap fill. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if it bounces right out of this. The way at 933, the SPY hit its high from yesterday, cleaning up the chart, downside gap fill. The Qs just hit its downside gap fill. Wouldn't be surprised if we bounce right out of this. Very, very common intraday reactions to previous highs and lows. Would not be surprised if the Qs are literally just gearing up to bounce right out of here. GME slowly but surely staying above that 32 level, which I think is really strong. And like I said, I think that sets up about 38-ish, give or take. It is highly volatile. Options dipped a little bit. Like I really do think we bounce right out of this. Do I have any live positions in futures right now? Nope. Just 2 more accounts to trade. But overall, as you guys can see, a pretty profitable day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I traded those early this morning just because I didn't want to trade hardcore. I wanted to keep half the account relatively safe. And then I was a bit more aggressive with the other half. So 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, and almost 500. So just 2 more accounts right here, 269 and 266. Which I have that up if it ever ends up deciding to trade. Where are these accounts? What is it? 269. Why have they not traded yet? Because it needs to drop quite a bit more for it to do anything. All right, let's see. Let's see which way. Whoa, GME's taking off, folks. GME setting up the potential next target, the next level of resistance, at least in just basic technicals, at 38 buckaroos, currently trading at 34. GME is up 8% on the day. And surprise, surprise, AMC is nowhere to be found. And I'm saying that because it is by no means surprising.
Order submitted.
Whoa.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
What? Not the biggest fan of this. All right, the last 2 accounts I'm talking about are currently short. Come on, at least lock in the buffer.
Target filled.
Okay, 1 locked in. I just need a little bit of a dip, and then your boy can be pretty much done on the day. A little bit of a dip. Little bit of a dippity-doo-dah. Little bit of a dippity-doo-dah, dippity-doo-day. Half the position locked in. The other half, let's go. Come on. for Valhalla. Come on, 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 come on. Lock it in. 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 Is this going to be like yesterday where it forced me to wait forever to lock it in? 2 live positions. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I really wish it didn't do that. I really wish it just waited for this recovery and then went long. But hey, maybe the robot knows something I don't. Maybe, just maybe, the robot knows something that I do not. The SPY's looking strong. How's the options flow did get hit pretty hard. Let's watch this closely because this is for the SPY. The SPY clearly bullish for up till 9:45, then took a hit. Price is holding on better than options did. So let's just see how this stuff plays out. I think we're going to need time. I think we're going to need a little bit of patience. I see some negative talk on Nvidia, which is, Nvidia did vomit about $30. Wow. Wowzers. Which way are we going today? Options are flat, making me a little bit uncomfortable. No clear idea of which way this is going to break. I wonder, are they going to flush the Qs low again? I wouldn't mind it because of my position, but it kind of makes me a little bit more uneasy with my longer term positions. Should I just cut this now? I have 2 live trades that are both down $200. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. What are we doing? Are there any other big movers that are worthwhile to look at today? What are you guys watching? While I'm waiting to decide which way this is going to break, the new Nvidia 5090 is made mostly of mashed potatoes. Stock doubles in price. Doubles in price if that were true. All right, what are we doing? Are we locking this in? Locking this in? Locking this out? What are we doing? Come on, brother. Just give me the money. Here would be a perfect situation in my book. It dips right down to 19,057, gets me mine. Let's just say 56 for like safe measure. Hits that and then just rockets for the rest of the day. That would be a perfect play out. I want to see this rocket. I want to see Nvidia rocket. I want to see everything rocket. I want to have the most bullish day ever after I can lock in this trade. I just want to quickly lock in this trade, and then I'm more than happy for this to rippity skippity doodah out of here. Uh-oh. Looks like people just bought the double bottom. Shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, might be missing my exit opportunity. Might be missing my exit opportunity. I needed like a clear, even if the Qs could just go to 463 and then bounce nicely off of that would make me feel a lot more comfortable. A lot more comfortable. Uh-oh. Nvidia is diving hard, folks. Come on. Is this going to lock in? Lock it in, brother. Lock it in, brother. I just need right here. I'm not even asking for that much. Volatility is going nuts right now. Are there still buyers? There's a lot of buyers sitting here at the intraday low. All right. Back to break even. Back to break even. Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. This is like yesterday. This is turning into just a huge fight for the final trade. Really? It feels like it was doing better when I wasn't watching it. There we go. Come on. Come on. Look how close it just got. Just let it lock in. Seriously. It's right there. This really is doing better when I'm not. Whoa, Nvidia is getting smoked. Smoked. Holy crap. It is just a dumping. GME's now getting hit too. What's happening, team? What's happening, team? Options still getting hit. Wow. Someone's taking some profits. Do you think that's Pelosi? I see you guys already messing around, joking about that. I wonder if Pelosi is taking her money. 5 minutes still holding green on the ES, 10 minutes still holding green, 30-minute green, daily still green. 5 minute on the Qs taking
Target
a hit.
filled.
There we go. Done. Done. Here's all the money I made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of the accounts I went a little bit lighter as I'm waiting for the payout. So that was half. So half of the accounts I had less aggression. So that's $300. And then I had 10 accounts at 200 or above. So that's another, I guess, 2K. So it's about 2.5, 2.8K on the day, something like that. 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, and then almost 500. So half the accounts a little less aggressive, the other half a bit more aggressive. And that's kind of it. I'm done with futures now for the day. Remove. Yes. So the strategies are off. Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day. Do you ever lose? Yeah. Every trade. Like, if a trader tells you they never lose, they're smoking something good, or they're trying to sell you something. No, the best traders in the world lose commonly. Don't think that there's people out there who somehow trade with perfection. Today just happened to be a good day. Like, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. It is honestly part of the game. But just to not tempt myself of doing other stupid shit, I'm going to be shutting this down. Like I said, just so I don't do something dumb that I shouldn't be doing. All right, cool. Let's go back to this. The Q's getting hit, the SPY trying to hold on. Honestly, let's see what the options on the Q's are getting murked, but maybe we're going to bottom out soon. We're seeing tech take a dip. Even coins now taking a dip. Now I'm losing my money on coin. I would love to see a recovery in the Q's. What's going on? The Q's, they hit their gap fill. Like, let's pop it back, people. Come on. We got things to do, places to be. The SPY popped and perfectly walked right back down to the intraday low. The SPY's trying to hold on. It's attempting to hold on with all of its might, while the tech sector on the other side, the 5 and the 10 are breaking down, as you can see. The 30 minutes still technically holding a bullish trend. It was just so bullish yesterday that it has a lot of, I guess, like pent up forgiveness. But let's see if it can bounce right off of this. Jesus. Whoa. Things are getting murked now there, Tonto. Things are getting murked now. Holy crap. What in tarnation? Is there news? Is there news on this? Or is this just good old price action? ECB inflation to reach 2% 1 quarter later than seen in March. ECB's Holzman, the lone dissenter in Thursday's policy meeting. ECB forecast assumed 2026 oil price of $74.50 a barrel. ECB's forecast to assume 2025 oil price of $78 a barrel. So once again, this is all the European Central Bank. I can't commit to deciding rates only at projection round meetings. We have more data at projection round meetings. Wow. Well, the market having a pretty freaking visceral reaction. The way I view this is I'm not of the opinion that it's smart to be bearish when the backdrop is so bullish. So it's the way I view it is you're either neutral or you're buying short-term dips and hoping for a continuation in the overall trend. But for me, I wouldn't be really betting against any of this right now, because when you take just a quick second out of your life to look at what's going on, how could you be betting against this? It's just generically, you want whatever your trade is. I find my life is far, far easier if I am trading with the trend of the larger time frame. And when I say the larger time frame, I mean it's specific to, like, obviously if you're trading on the minute chart, okay, maybe you want to be trading with the trend of the 30-minute chart. Or maybe if you're trading on the 10-minute chart of the 15, maybe you want to be trading with the 4-hour of the daily. Or if you're trading on the daily, maybe you want to be in line with the monthly. So I like to look at a couple time frame. Well, I always like to look at multiple time frames, but in terms of directional bias, I find your life is always far, far easier to trade with the trend of the larger time frame, and you're looking for the opposite movement in the shorter time frame to get in on a quote unquote discount. So right here, intraday, the SPY and the Qs got hit. But on the larger time frame, it's still very evidently bullish. So the way I would look at that is like, okay, cool. I'm not looking to be bearish because I want to trade with the larger time frame trend. So in the shorter time frame, I'm looking for some bearishness, short-term bearishness, to see if I could get in on a dip and use that, the valley, if you will, as my risk point. So I have well-defined risk. So right here, I'm actually still bullish on this. I would not by any means be surprised if we pop right out of this and just rip all day. And a telltale sign of that would be the options. If options start to aggressively buy this, I would be looking for another new all-time high. I truly, truly would. Bullish on tulips. I'm always bullish on tulips. Always, always bullish on tulips. This is the trend, my only friend. Okay. Did I not check into my flight? What? Why is it? Like I said, I'm bullish. I totally agree with you. No, I agree with you. I'm looking for things to recover. Like I said, Mama Kohrs didn't raise no bitch. Mama Kohrs didn't raise no bitch. Kamala Harris gets heckled at Jimmy Kimmel. The left's infighting is glorious to watch.
Stop the genocide! 15,000 children died because of you! Stop!
That's not heckling. That is a straight up fight. I thought this would be like, boo, you suck. Stop the genocide? Holy crap.
The genocide! You're a murderer! 15,000 children died! Kamala Harris!
It's good to have you back. You're interrupting my flow. All right. Anybody else? If anyone else has anything to say, this is the time.
1.9 million people!
Yo. Oh, what?
You are a war criminal! The genocide of Palestinian children! You are a war criminal! No camera.
I'd like to.
Bro, this is psycho. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire! Free Palestine! Israel, who did we kill today?
Folks, these are wild times. These are wild times. Oh, that's insane. That's what? Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Things are getting a little bit tense. A little bit tense. All right. Did you guys looked like people had tagged me in other things? What is this one? Oh, that was yesterday's stream with the Amazon people. All right. Let's start to mark out some highs and lows now that we've traded just over 35 minutes. Sometimes I wait a little bit more, but I'm antsy for a recovery today. All right, let's tag these babies. Let's see. Well, as I do it, feels like maybe we're potentially on the verge of breaking down, but let's see. All right, we're dropping this to the 3-minute. Okadokes. Okadoke artichokes. This is the SPYs options. We ripped up to a new all-time high. Then we dumped pretty hard. Now we're bouncing up. The golden question here is, are options making a higher low, or is this just simply a lower high that ends up vomiting? Obviously, time will tell. If you want to know what's going on with the Qs, people are aggressively buying the Qs here. Since 950, this actually gives me absurd confidence that we're going to bounce. It really does. The options market saw that low and started buying like no other. For those of you who are curious about GME and what's happening there, what do we actually have going on? Someone started dumping calls at 954. That's this orange line, longer dated calls, or really all calls, but you can see the green line didn't dump that much, so it's not this much for Friday. So longer dated calls being dumped from 954 to 10. But in terms of magnitude, not really that much. Yes, there was people selling calls, but the size of it, we actually don't have that big of a overall net movement in the options notional delta today. I think the bounce happens. I think we're bouncing, folks. I really, really do. It's like we're seeing right here, the SPY after selling, going flat, looking for that to break up. But what's really interesting to me is the Qs are just ripping. People are heavily buying this dip on the Qs right now. Heavily buying the dip. What is the Ortex update on DJT? Let's see. DJT. Short interest is estimated to be 11%. Cost to borrow 347. Utilization 99. This doesn't seem right to me. I don't know how you go from 10 to 70 back down to 10. Something seems weird. Oh, it's off the threshold list. This is the first time in like a month that we've seen DJT come off the threshold list. That's crazy. So I guess they somehow resolved the FTDs, but no longer on the threshold list. No longer on the threshold list. All right. Let's take a picture. All right. Downloads, yes. I'm updating my trade. Okay, did that. Piper hasn't fired yet. I'm actually surprised it hasn't. I guess coin already recovering right here. You could see just this downtrend line breaking out. So if you're looking for a shorter duration trade on coin, you could always attempt to take this breakout. And then obviously your risk would be either the recent low at 249.66 or the day low at 248.75. I guess my big head's blocking it, but it's the low here at 10 and the low here at market open. But just noticing this trend line breakout, it might be even more evident on the 1 minute. Yeah, it is. So if you did want coin, especially in the short term, obviously we're looking at the 1 minute chart, you could attempt this breakout and you have well-defined risk, which I think is paramount to any successful traders, knowing the risk that you are currently taking on. Where are we at? All right. Maybe we could do some midterm breakouts. All right, we popped, we dropped, we popped a little bit. Now we're sideways. the people are still getting into the queues here. Interesting. What about the SPY? The SPY is still flat. Can we get options data on Nvidia? Happily. Nvidia sold all day aggressively. So it was flat, 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 and then it all changed at 9:40, and that lasted for 20 minutes straight of selling. Just they were hammering it, and it was both. They were buying puts and selling calls. The old twofer. But I do want to point out, it just ran it down to a call wall at 1,200, and there's a good chance that that could act as support, and it looks like we might be bouncing right off of that. So there, in terms of the options market, there's going to be some natural reaction to this level because of what we're seeing in options, but also because it's a key psychological level. Right now, it looks like it's slowed down a little bit, but I mean, this was put buying and call selling, just down, 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 down. Seems to have stopped at 10, and now we're just going flat. That's nuts. Does anyone want any other requests while we're here on the screen of what you want to see for in options? If there's any crazy movement, that. Do we have any other big movers today? What are some of the most popular ones? MSFT, not doing too much. Tesla sold, popped, selling again. Apple actually a little bit more bullish. AMD, bulls are coming in ever since 10 a.m. AMD is catching some bulls. There's also a hedge wall at 162.50. Lulu, I would assume dumping, yeah, because of the earnings already. People took the money on the earnings. They just took their money and left. DKNG, DraftKings, nothing. No real movement. Anything else? Mullen and BBBY. Do they not? Oh, wait, is it BBYQ? What is it under? Didn't it get delisted? Is it not dead? I don't even know. Like, isn't it the Q one? Mara. Down. Oh, how's Coin? Okay, Coin's coming back to life. I'm liking that. There we go, Coin. That's what I want to see. Coin catching the options market, getting bullish for this Friday, too, for tomorrow. That's what the green line and the purple line going up perfectly together means. It means all the movement is in the closest expiration. Wow, that's nuts. All right, let's hope that Coin keeps going. Pan W, I mean, not much. This is all intraday stuff. So if the stock's not really doing anything special intraday, I'm not going to be expecting the options to be doing anything special intraday. GME is picking up. Hang on, let's see if options are picking up as well. Like I said, my next level of interest, yeah, they're starting to pick up. My next level of interest on GME would be around 38-ish. 38-ish, capital-ish. GME's going. Would love to see. So I already talked about this coin. That's a nice, I mean, if you got this breakout, you're probably already up a little bit, but I think you're going to be up a bit more. Just obviously always respect your risk for whatever time frame and size you're playing on. I'm looking for the SPY to push 535, and I'm looking for the Qs to push about 464. It'd be nice. But dancing around yesterday's close and high value on the SPY, same thing on the Qs, dancing around yesterday's high and close value. So people reacting to yesterday's terminus value. Are you holding Pan W for Nancy? I am. I've learned that Pelosi doesn't really miss, so why not just copy her? I have some Pan W stock exclusively because I'm copying Pelosi. GME's looking good. Coin's looking good. The Qs are attempting to recover. The SPY is going flat. Flat. Oop, options are dipping a little bit, but overall, we just went up, we went down, we popped, and now we're pretty much just flat. We're pretty much flat. GME's looking good. GME's actually up 6.5%. It's looking pretty good. Meta's up. Oil is having a bit of a recovery. What's going on with oil? After vomiting, Oil straight up puked from 86 down to 72 like it was nothing. Bit of a recovery here. Bit of a recovery. We're just going to grind. This is just going to be a grind of a day. All right. Let's see what you guys sent in. Let's see. Did you guys send stuff in? I think you did. What do we have here? What'd you guys send in? 100-year-old Marine breaks down. This is not the country we fought for. This is not what those boys died for.
And people don't realize what they have. They bitch about it. And then nowadays, I am so upset that the things we did and the things we fought for and the boys that died for it, it's all gone down the drain. Our country's gone to hell in a handbasket. We haven't got the country we had when I was raised. Not at all. Nobody will have the fun I had. Nobody will have the opportunity I had. It's just not the same. That's not what our boys, that's not what they died for.
It was pretty freaking sad.
It's just not it. And people don't.
It was actually really sad. Would you expect your dinner guests to split the cost of your hospitality?
I sent a Venmo request for $58 to my friend and her husband after they came to my house for a dinner party. She sent me the rudest text message back. So look at these texts and tell me if I was in the wrong. After the dinner party was over, I sent her a text and I said, hey, your share of the dinner party is $58. Please Venmo me.
Don't forget to pay up. She didn't say, like, please Venmo me. It was, don't forget to pay up.
Her response was that the dinner party was at my place, so she should not be getting a bill for a dinner at my house. My response back to that is everything is so expensive now. The prices of food and utilities are so expensive, so I think it's fair to split that cost among the guests that come to my house. I had a feeling.
7 toilet flushes, 13 ounces of red wine, electricity to ring the doorbell 2 times, 3 slices of French bread. This is psychotic. Water usage for washing hands. There's no way that would cost $4. This has to be satire. There's no way this is real. There's no way this is someone's this unhinged.
That this might happen, and so on my notes tab on my phone, I kept a running list of everything that her and her husband either ate or used throughout the night. This seems so normal to me, but take a look at this list.
This has to be satire. Electricity to ring a doorbell. Yeah, it's fake, but funny. Fake but funny. How's TTI doing these days? Do we have any more things we can learn from the market here? How much I made in May as a 25-year-old New York City girly who uses intuition and astrology to day trade. Options. Okay. Biggest winners. Just astrology. Straight up. GameStop short sellers tomorrow. All right. It doesn't look like we actually have any new ones. He was about to recommend Spirit.
Amalfi Jets, this is Colin.
So I was just looking to book a flight from LA to Nashville. It's for a bachelorette party.
Awesome,
so
congrats.
It'll be me and a few girlfriends, about 13 people. So we were looking at flights, looked a little bit too expensive. So I just wanted to get a quote from you and see kind of what you guys had.
Got it. So you said you're looking at like commercial flights and it was too expensive. So wanting to kind of compare commercial to private, see if we could save some money.
Yeah. So I was just looking at American flights.
Okay.
And a little bit too expensive. I think they were like $400.
Got it. So
we were just like
$400 round trip. Is that round trip? I'm assuming, right? You said you had 13 people, so you're looking at spending $5,000 total to get from LA to Nashville. So we wanted to compare the $5,000 versus chartering a private jet from LA to Nashville.
Is this lady dumb?
Got it. Okay. So our pricing specifically for 12 people, we would need something like a Gulfstream G4. I'd probably recommend something like a G5. It's a little bit larger, a little bit more comfortable. It will have a private flight attendant on board. From LA to Nashville and back, you're looking at about $80,000. So 100% going to be more expensive than American Airlines. That said, there's another kind of private, I guess they're kind of a public company, that I could recommend that would likely be cheaper than American if you wanted to check them out. I can give you the name of the company if you want to write it down.
That's okay. I think if you have, like, we'll just go with your cheapest jet.
Okay, yeah, the cheapest jets.
Client did not end up flying private. He was definitely gonna recommend Spirit. Definitely gonna recommend Spirit. All right, is the market doing anything? Nope. Sideways grinding. GME sideways grinding. Coin sideways grinding. Little bit of selling on SPY and Qs, but we're, like I said, we're just literally at yesterday's close and high value. I have them marked out with the white and the green line. The Qs are a little bit under it, probably be because Nvidia was vomiting this morning. But remember, there's a big options level here at 1,200. So let's see how people end up reacting to that. What time is it? What else do we have going on? 5 minute on the NQ is bearish. 10 minute is bearish, but the 30 minute is holding on. Let's see if it can just find this support here. The daily is still like kind of strong. Obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, like just nice higher highs, higher lows. So watching this level right here, 19,000, I guess 0.30 roughly, pretty much the intraday low. And then if we look at the SPY, a bit stronger. The 5 minute is just flat, no trend. 10 minute flat, no trend. 30 minute still bullish. So the tech sector is actually the weak sector as of now. Obviously, a lot of things can change, but what I'm looking for is to see options pick up. I want to see options spike on the SPY. Options were spiking on the Qs, but it looks like the flow turned off at 9:08. You can see a huge uptrend that lasted about 8 minutes, just buying. Now it's flat. Let's see if it can continue. Hopefully it doesn't revert, but then the SPY, flat. We're just waiting. We're waiting. GME flat. Nvidia looking for that to bounce. Would also love for coin to rip to 260 would be nice on coin. Where is my coin? Right about here. I'm looking for 260, 264. I've been swinging some calls into that. Oh, apparently Tucker Carlson interviewed the president of El Salvador, and people just told me to listen to it. With all of you. Once again, this is valid point. Obviously, that is a clip of a longer form. I think it's like an hour-long conversation. I haven't listened to it yet, but I plan on it. I do like how supportive he is of Bitcoin, and it seems like he really has put in quite the valiant effort to improve El Salvador. Lululemon, where are we? Are we missing anything? Is there any breaking news that we should be made well aware of? Market starting to recover. GameStop flat. Nvidia bouncing right off of that level, 1,200. How's coin doing? Ooh, coin's on the way back up. Nice. Let's check in on that position. Coin currently sitting up 60% on this call. This is a great example of why you should be getting your butt into the Discord. Here, I'll make sure that this is pinned. You can get into the Discord via locals. You just have to go from a member to a supporter, and you can become a supporter for free if you put in the promo code Goonie. Here, I'll drop the link for you guys, and I'll pin it if you guys want to get in. Obviously, I'm literally showing you my trades every single day. I don't know how to be more transparent and forthcoming with it, but I would say, think of this like a business. It's a business decision. The first month is free, so there's no risk to you. After that, it's either $500 a year or $50 a month. So at that point, do you get more value than $50? Folks, This is up $4,000. I called this out. The Discord knows about it. They knew about it before it happened. I was discussing the play with them of how to do it. This is just an example of many. But right here, this one trade, 8 years. 8 years of the service. You saw the Apex trades this morning. The Piper signal. I give you a daily report literally every single day this week. $1,000. I guess I don't know how to be more in your face that the money you're putting in, clearly, if used properly, you can extract more value out from it. You don't have to take my word for it. Ask anyone in the Discord. I'm sure there's people in chat right here, and ask them, get their honest opinion. I put my money where my mouth is. I show my trades to you. I put my money where my mouth is. I give away the first month for free, just so no one feels like they got. So I highly recommend checking it out. All I'm going to tell you is when you're signing up, make sure the code Goonie is actually applied so you get that first month for free. So when you hit subscribe here and you're checking out, just double check that it actually populated properly and it's Goonie. Some people have been trying to put in the code Goonies with an S. It's not that. It's just Goonie. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And I guess I'm in real time showing you exactly what I'm doing. The SPY. Oop, the Q's. Where are my others? Positions on the day. Hang on, I need to check some of this out. Positions. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 positions open right now. Is that even legal? Is that even legal? All right. I would very much prefer that this keeps going. Come on, brother. Coin, I just want, like I said, 260, 264. Is Nvidia buy or sell? Depends. Beware, the Discord contains no relationship advice like I thought it would. No, you just need to upgrade to the super ultimate premium membership. Then that's how you get the hood stuff. The hood relationship advice. No, I'm just talking about hood because the stock is actually going. It's moving, it's grooving. The announcement on hood was that they bought BitSmart, so they're getting much more into the world of crypto. So hood, that's why it's up 5%. It's been on actually a pretty solid trend. But yeah, the news this morning is that they bought BitSmart. So very much leaning into the world of crypto. Coin slowly but surely chugging along. GME is currently not moving. Nvidia with a decent recovery. So Nvidia, decent recovery. Coin, decent recovery. The Qs are pushing. The SPY a little flat, but I think if the Qs can get going up to like 464 and hold that, I think we're going to see the SPY push this probably 530, 550 intraday high, new all-time high. Patience. Look for those high reward, low risk opportunities. Let the trade come to you. What else? Are we missing anything? Is the F1 race in Canada this weekend? I think it's the Canadian Grand Prix. I believe it's the Canadian. While honoring the World War II veterans at Normandy, Biden tried to sit down. The First Lady had to cover her mouth and tell him to stand up. This is embarrassing. Is he taking
Distinguished
a poop?
Guests, please welcome the Honorable Lloyd J. Austin.
The dude's senile. He was either looking for the seat or trying to take a dump. Maybe simultaneous, both. Like I don't think they're necessarily mutually exclusive. He's that guy. That guy is something. Qs are actually holding. SPY not doing too much. Options are flat on the SPY. No action on the options on SPY. The Qs are picking back up. People are going once again bullish. Let's check out GME. GME kind of flat. They were bullish, but now flat. If you guys want to look at coin picking up, aggressively picking up. Last couple minutes flat, but strong flow from 10 till 10:32. Nvidia flat, not really moving much right now. So the only thing that's really missing at the party is the action on the SPY options chain. But I think if we push this 535 level, we can have some decent follow through. Unfortunately, the opposite's also true. If it just gets dunked on here, the options flow might tilt completely the other way. If you want to know the sectors, energy did pop, coming down a little bit. Financials did pop, coming down. Utilities did pop, coming down. Industrials did pop, coming down. Healthcare did pop, starting to come down. The only thing actually doing the opposite is technology dumped and is actually starting to come back up. But this is why the SPY is lagging a little bit right now, is because all of those individual sectors are giving back their gains from this morning. Giving back them gains. All right. Andrew Tate, emergency meeting.
Plastics from polluted oceans. Bottled water has up to 325 microplastics per liter because of the plastic packaging process and the bottling process. Beer, honey, tea, freshwater fish, processed fish products, chicken, milk, soft drinks, processed foods, tap water, rice, vegetables, fruits, you name it, meat, ice cream, yogurt. It all contains microplastics, and those microplastics can be found inside of you, which is why you're a plastic faggot.
No, I don't have any microplastics in me.
What? What did we just stumble into? That took a twist. I was I was really curious where we were going with that. I was very, very curious what nowhere, dude. Every development in that just took a more hardcore turn than I ever thought it possibly could have, dude. That's like you're a plastic bag. Oh, that's good. All right, folks. This is so wild. Locking coin. How about make me? How about that? How about you make me? Hang on. What do you guys think I should eat for breakfast today? I want to load up before I get on this flight. Egg with meat. All right. Should I do ham, bacon, sausage, Taylor ham, turkey bacon, turkey sausage, chicken, or steak? I'm biased. Do I want Taylor ham? I'll go sausage today on my breakfast sandwich. American cheese. We're going to do an egg bagel. We're going to get crazy with it. And then we're also going to do, please add hot sauce. Thanks. Done. Add one to cart. View cart. Go to checkout. Go to checkout. No thanks. Next. Whatever I guess the default tip is. Cool. Go. Looks good. Cool. Cool. All right. Extra microplastics for me. Coins ripping. Why am I getting myself this breakfast sandwich? Because I can, folks. It's the life I live. When you're crushing coin this hard, when you have this many microplastics in your balls, you're allowed to get a breakfast sandwich. I'm treating myself. I'm trying to get my brain to understand that if I do good things, I get good things. So I did a good thing. I made $5,000. Well, now technically I can't say that because I didn't lock it in. And we all know that I have a unique capability at fucking this up. So we're going to see. We're very much going to see. Man, the SPY's just not catching a bid. The Qs are recovering. But what is going on? GME's not doing anything. Nvidia's coming back. Energy dipping. Financials dipping. Utilities dipping. Industrials dipping. Healthcare dipping. Everything's dipping but tech now. They played the Uno reverse card on us. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? It's not fair. It's just not fair. I was kind of interested. Maybe we should listen to more of this.
You must eat one of those things.
No, I don't.
So, okay. I don't know what your plan is here.
We're learning.
Sticks with enough fireblood. In fact, I have a scientific demonstration for you. These, as we know, are plastic balls. So I hear a lot about plastic being in people's balls, and everyone knows that there's plastic in people's balls apparently nowadays, and it's a load of horse shit, and there's plastic in people's balls, but I'm gonna demonstrate to you the power of fireblood. Ready? I put one plastic ball into the fireblood. Okay. 2 plastic balls into the fireblood, and with no sleight of hand tricks, I take out 2 metal spoons. The plastic has been forged into solid steel with the power of what's in this jar.
So you're saying by eating fireblood, plastic can't get in your body?
It tastes bad when you drink it. When you eat it, it's very bad.
Now I have to try this. Is it that bad? I mean, we all know fireblood tastes disgusting. I've never had it dry.
Bro, avoid at all costs. Don't drink straight away. Suffer through the pain. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you cure plastic. First, have you played the disclaimer?
No.
I want the disclaimer up before I start talking about medical science.
Okay.
I'm not a...
1 second.
I'm not a well-respected, renowned physician like Dr. Fauci. I'm just a guy.
The content presented in this program is a lie, and the mainstream media always tell the truth. COVID was true, and you should be a vegan, and everything Andrew says isn't real. Do not use the words against him in court because he's a liar and everything... Sorry, and he really loves President Biden and Greta Thunberg. Please do not take this program seriously and get your booster injection as soon as possible. Women can drive very well. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Women can drive very well.
Completely unaware. So for many years, I assumed, especially because me and you actually used to work in this field, we used to make television commercials. Remember? And in television commercials, there was a process called the Clearcast process. And in the Clearcast process, what you had to do was you had to substantiate every claim. So if you said this water is fizzy, you'd have to prove that before putting it on the advert because you're not allowed to false advertise. But did you know that if you're just some crook who wants people to take a certain supplement, drug, or pharmaceutical, that you can make wild claims no matter what you like and say anything that you want and be completely free from prosecution? Now, I know what you're saying, Tristan, that can't be the law. No, it might not be the law, but that's certainly the way things work. So I am going to say right now, 100% cure for COVID and microplastics is the Fireblood supplement. Now you think, oh, Tristan, you can't say that. We'll get in trouble. No, don't you remember, hey, this poisonous vaccination stops transmission. This poisonous vaccination stops you from getting COVID. Do you remember that? They said all those things all across the world. Who's been prosecuted?
The Goonie code isn't working. What issue are you having? What do you mean it's not working? Just make it should be auto. What do you mean it's not? What's the issue? My IQ is going down. Yeah, I agree. But that's the fun of living. It's just why do we want to push our IQ up? I think they're pitching the wrong thing. Why should we be smarter? Why not be dumber? You don't even have to type it. It should be auto applied. Like you just have to literally hit subscribe. Flat Qs are looking good. Coin is, let's go coin. I can feel it in my plastic ridden balls that coin is going to be my best trade of the year. I can feel it. It might be the plastic that I can feel, but I just think that I have a feeling in my balls that happen to also be full of plastic that I think coin's going to be my best trade of the year. I mean it. I'm not selling. This $6,000 is going to turn into $60,000. That's what's going to happen. BT, prime for a breakout squeeze. BT. Doesn't look like it at all. Was this a joke? I put in the code and it still requires first month payment. No, it doesn't. It requires your credit card, but that doesn't mean you're going to get charged. You're not charged till after the first month. So if you stay as a member, you'll be charged. So what do you mean it's not working? No, this looks like shit. How big is this company? This is a $340 million company. This is a baby company. Bit Digital. If you're excited on crypto, why wouldn't you just play Bitcoin or Solana or Ethereum or maybe a bigger well-known company like Coin? Why are you playing some random ass know-nothing crypto company? They mine Ethereum. So apparently that hasn't been going well for them. Matt Kohrs, I'm curious what it's like waking up every day and being an absolute stud. It's tough. There's a lot of expectations on people like me. There really is. When you wake up and you're good looking, you're athletic, you're rich, you're wealthy, you're charismatic. I don't think people understand the amount of pressure that puts on you to sustain that level of perfection across the board. I appreciate it, and like a lot of people don't like the whole woe is me thing. But folks, the world is not an easy place for an affluent, good-looking, able-bodied, white, heterosexual man. It's not. It's not at all. Like, it's just, this world does not appreciate, like, you're never allowed to have a bad day. When you're in the world that I'm in, it's a really, really tough one. It ain't as easy as it used to be as a affluent, good-looking, charismatic, able-bodied, heterosexual white male in America. It's a tough one. So I appreciate that. I really do. The words of kindness and yeah, and super fucking humble. Like, did I forget to explain how incredibly humble I am about it all as well? When you drive a Lambo with a Corolla body kit, stay humble. Matt, I just wanted to say thank you for putting me on the spot gamma and has helped me make decisions in my trading significantly. Well, Shaq, and I would assume you're the real Shaq because obviously no one thinks that identity theft is funny. So I'm assuming you're the real Shaq. So I'd like to say thank you for being one of the best basketball players of all time. I think it goes, this relationship cuts both ways. So I just want to say thank you for being the person that you are. All right, now we're just waiting. We're waiting for the market to rip. We're waiting for something to happen. Wait. Oh, we missed. What? How did this happen?
Means it's because she'll end up fucking dead.
Well, what do you mean?
What's so fun about this show is every time we come into it, they're at a completely different part of the stream. Like, this is the most fast-paced stream ever. Like, they're on a completely new subject that has no clear connection to the previous one. I love it.
All the Hollywood elite, they don't just virtue signal at the Oscars. They go to China and stand up to the CP about their pollution, don't they?
I bet they
the real Shaq, who is pretending to be me.
I don't know what celebrities do, but I assume if you're trying to fight plastics and you're trying to fight pollution...
Oh, still plastics. Where did the hat come in?
You're telling me jail? You, my friend, are a wild conspiracy theorist.
How long? Let's be realistic. What do you think would actually happen if Greta tried to protest in China? Actually, they wouldn't kill her. They'd arrest her, and then like Sweden would say, "Give us Greta back," and then what would the Chinese say?
I think they'd send Bonebender Ding.
Okay, what would Bonebender Ding do?
I think Bonebender Ding would execute her. At least,
I don't think they'd execute.
Karate chop.
So wild.
Karate's Japanese. I don't think they'd execute Greta. But what would they actually do if people were trying to protest in China against their pollution? I'm curious what they'd actually do.
I think that they should protest against the pollution because I'm the mainstream media now. By the way, if you're wondering why does Tristan have an old-fashioned mustache and an old-fashioned top hat on when he's portraying the mainstream media, it's because the mainstream media is old and out of fashion and no one thinks it's cool anymore apart from them. So when you see me rocking this look, it's because I'm the mainstream media. Well, Greta Thunberg is an extremely well-respected science professional. And I think the Chinese
This
could
shit's
see
so
that.
entertaining.
Is this why they get away with all the shit they get away with in the world nowadays? It's because all the men are walking around with little mincy
Microplastics
balls,
found in every
little girl
human
balls.
testicle
Plastic
in
balls.
study.
Yeah, because I don't have any plastic in my balls. My balls are made of meat and procreation juice. And I pump out children all day using my big manly balls with my... There's a genuine mustache, by the way. That's what my balls do.
I think
They create new humans.
I think.
Uh-oh. Spy's going the wrong way there, Tonto. Not a new intraday low, but very close. The Qs are holding up. It's because of these other sectors. Energy, it was going down kind of flat now. Financials are getting hit. Utilities are getting hit. Industrials are getting hit. Healthcare, flat. I guess tech maybe can save it. What's going options? Oh, that's why. Look at what just happened. Options just jumped like no other. Someone just slammed the puts and sold calls. Selling calls, buying puts. Is it enough to keep it going? I don't know. Doesn't make me feel the most comfortable with my position, but hey, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. Folks, on that particular note, your boy needs to hop on a plane and get his butt down to Texas. If you're there, don't be afraid to say hi. If you haven't already, get on Street Beat. You can get $10 as a bonus for signing up at minimum, potentially up to 5K if you use the code MATT. And then also don't forget to sign up for the Discord, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Don't forget to apply that code GOONY so you get the first month for free. That's what I have for you right now. We're going to be posting a bunch of content tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, streaming once again on Monday. Please don't forget that tomorrow morning, an hour before the market opens, we get the unemployment report, which will clearly have a large impact on the market. That's what I have for you right now. I appreciate all the good vibes, and please get those microplastics out of your balls. That's my main message that you guys should really be internalizing. That's what I have for you. Peace out. Have a beautiful weekend.